jeez. It's a temporary fix, but man, putting a pillow down where I'm sitting is doing so much better for me. Oof. At least it feels that way. Alright. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and do Crazy Pony Show thing time. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to the Brony Show. We are at episode 624, and I am your host here to bring you the community of Bronydom for this week. I am Circuit Main, and I'm also joined by my wonderful group of panelists here to also bring you the Brony community for this week. We are joined by DM21.
Heck of a weekend I had.
Textalion. He's there. Kind of. We are also joined by Suki of the Otaku Ascended.
Hola. I couldn't even make up something that sounds Spanish right now.
Hola. Tu llamo Suki. ¿Es tú así?
Wait, I know how to be Hispanic. Do you see the map? Where's the map?
Oh, Suki the Explorer. Okay. Terrible.
All right. Okay,
yes.
take
the animal control.
Yeah, take all your messages of offense and throw them in the trash can nearby. They'll get to me somehow.
In all honesty, though, we like to give everybody a big hello and welcome and happy Cinco de Mayo. I'm celebrating a little bit here by I had a nice little burrito. I'm having a mimosa right now, which was actually manufactured in Spain. Not quite Mexican, but I also have some Modelo, so I'm trying to even it out as best I can. I'm trying to celebrate Cinco de Mayo as best I can, considering also the fact that it's kind of one of those weird, let's just say the holiday is not quite what we think it is at the same time, but, I'd like to celebrate it just because, I want to celebrate the awesome Mexican culture that we do have around here. Anybody else
I heard a little bit about it on and off.
Okay, I'm gonna slightly shut the door there. Anyway, all that aside, we'd like to thank you all for joining us for the Brony Show for this week for Cinco de Mayo. I am enjoying the mimosa now, and for the show today, we're gonna be taking it easy. We're gonna take it relaxed. They're gonna all cool. We're right in the middle of spring, where the nice, good weather of spring is quickly going to subside, and we're going to be baking in our shoes and drenched in our own sweat glands here very soon, as summer comes rolling in like a freaking typhoon of pain and suffering. So we might as well relax and enjoy the weather now while we still can. But yes, for the show today, we're going to take it completely easy by doing a video show. We have accumulated a lot of videos with both two conventions that I was participating in and a lot of craziness going on. Basically, we kept running out of time to do our video segments and the videos have piled up. So now we're going to take some time to do some videos. Of course, before we do all of that, though, we do got to warm up our vocal cords, give ourselves a chance to step up on our soapboxes and say hello and talk a little bit about ourselves and what we've been up to. We always do that with a big old heaping helping double scoop protein shake powdered chug-a-lug of wub. So I'd like to ask all of you, as I do every week, what's up, bronies?
Well, weekend I had, I just discovered that my arthritis is not being treated anymore because the stuff I'm on is no longer working.
Well, that's upsetting.
Yeah,
did it just stop working altogether? Is there a reason it's not kicking
you
in
know,
anymore?
it went by slowly. It's slowly but surely, and I've been having a rough couple nights getting to bed with arthritic flare-ups. Yeah,
Uh,
I've been losing some sleep lately.
that's a shame.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. Good thing is I have a call with my arthritic doctor sometime this week, but I hope he has a alternate medication that he could put me on ready at the helm, but it could take longer given the availability of his staff. So we'll have to see.
I hope that things turn out better for you. It really does suck for the start of May for all of that to start coming down on you.
Yeah, even my joints are even more stiff than usual, and that's caused me a lot of problems unexpectedly.
All right. Well, just to throw out there, then, does anybody else have any other "What's Up, Brony" that they want to throw out? All right. Well, I got a little bit of what's up going on with me at least. So Ponyville Cider Fest really came screaming out of the gate for us this week. I'll be getting a little bit getting into that into the con chap just to put a little bit of a long story short. The hotels for Ponyville Cider Fest went up, and I managed to grab a hold of my hotel there. So I'm getting ready to make sure I'm able to attend Cider Fest. So I'm excited for that.
Nice.
Yeah, really excited. Uh, Honestly, other than that, it's been kind of one of those weird quiet weeks. I really don't have much to go on, which is not a bad thing. You know, sometimes you just need downtime. And I think a little extra downtime, especially since I know this is going to be a really crazy month for me later on. It's nice. I could enjoy it for the moment. All right, last chance to get some wubs in before we go ahead and get moving. All right, I guess it's going to be just one of those calm, quiet weeks. And also, I just realized I hadn't made an announcement on the Discord, so that probably may not be helping anything. Okay. Okay, I swear I should not be that out of it already. I can't type today. I can't do anything today. I'm out. I'm done. I'm done. I've just lost all my mind here. I barely even had a beer, and I'm already losing it. Okay.
Oh yeah, I also finished watching the saga Tanya the Evil, that isekai that one or two people recommended to me.
Yeah, that is a wild ride of an isekai. I definitely recommend people to watch it, but yeah, it is. It's amazing how far rage can take. Just pure unadulterated rage can take you. Sorry, Suki, you were gonna chime in there.
No, I was just gonna say definitely not an entry level show.
Oh no, definitely not.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get started here. We got a little bit of news going on. And a very little bit of news. Actually, everything seems to have quieted up quite a bit, so I guess it's just that time of the year. But yes, let's start with the convention PonyCon countdown. We of course have Something Social 2025 that is going to be happening here in just 2.5 weeks. This is an online concert event, or in this case, it's an online showcase of different Brony talents out there, and that's going to be shown off throughout the weekend. And it looks like that will be tied in with the Acid Unicorns, which is going to be having a special event happening that Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, I was going to look a little bit further into this, but it actually skipped my mind entirely. So no, I didn't get the chance. I didn't yet. So I really should, because it comes up in just a few short weeks. But yeah, if you do want to check it out, I do recommend hitting them up. They do have a Discord. Apparently, they're still on the Twitter. And Acid Unicorns does have a YouTube, which if Tokoi told me right last time, did have some of the showcases from previous years, so you can get a general idea of what they're all about and what they're going to be doing for that Saturday. So yeah, next fun pony convention is completely online, so easy enough to get to. Then the week after that, Epona Fest is going to be happening down in Italy, which would be really awesome to see. I really wish I could go, but unfortunately, I can't afford to go to Italy at the moment. So
Yeah, you have to. You already paid for all the money for the other ones, conventions.
yeah, I'd have to pay so much money, and I don't have so much money. I have so money. Yeah, I unfortunately have so many. I don't have the much part. I wish I had the much part. I could do so much if I had so much, but I don't have so much. I only have so. So, let's move on. We also have the Dropper Vampire Birthday Feast. Which, this is kind of a fun one that kind of popped up in here. Apparently, a virtual mini festival commemorating the birthday of Dropper Fest is apparently going to be happening. Apparently, this guy is pretty cool, at least cool enough that he's got more than a few musicians and people that are eager to do a full-on festival to celebrate his birthday, and I'm all for that. That is awesome stuff. But yes, it looks like the celebration of his birthday is going to be streamed on Twitch. But it does appear that it is going to... there's also going to be some VR chat worlds that may have this event happening too. And I'm hoping I can find out where, when, and what, and see if I can participate, or at least check it out in the VR space, which will be really cool to see.
That would be cool.
Yep. And it should happen...
everyone just screw around with their avatars.
Yeah. And there's a good possibility I may be able to do it when I'm in a new VR space here at home too. So this will be interesting if it happens. But yeah, we have that going on. And the week after that, we have Everfree Encore, which is another music festival. This one is actually completely, well, not completely physical, but it is definitely in a location. And this, in this case, it's located in Gutstensteig. So we're just gonna bring this up because I'm not going to. I'm just going to be horrible about this if I try. Let's see. I got D. Come on. Okay, zoom it out. Zoom it out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Oh, it's in Deutschland.
Yeah.
It's in Germany.
Course.
It's Germany.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like it pretty is smack dab in the middle of Germany. I mean, that is really in the middle of it. That is kind of funny. But yeah, if you are in Germany or you have the ability to get down there, it looks like there's going to be a cool little music festival going on. And apparently they're even going to have community guests, dealers, merch, all sorts of fun stuff in a rustic and cozy venue. So just a nice little, just a sweet, awesome little time. That sounds so sweet. That would be so sweet to go to.
Yeah.
And the last convention we're going to talk about, without doing a lot of news jumping, is Pony Expo, which is the actually no, we are not going to talk about Pony Expo because we don't know what's going on with this thing. I'm actually going to bring this up because we don't know what's happening. Here's the website. It doesn't exist anymore. I don't know what's happening. Pony Expo. This is a convention that happened once so far. It was a disaster when it happened. So much so that the just to give a little bit an idea of the drama that's been happening. Apparently the con chair head abdicated the con heading to another person, to two other people, who said that they were going to take a year break and then do another one. And then after that, nothing was really said. And then apparently those two abdicated the con chair head, back to the original owner. And then there was announcements made in I think it was the Ponyville Cider Fest con booklet about the next convention. They had a website up. This was all for going to be happening in Phoenix, Arizona. So there was every possibility that I may be able to attend and actually see what happens with this. But the problem is that the dates didn't match up in a lot of cases. Like one of the advertisements said August. This one says June. And when you tried to ask questions in the Discord, apparently some of the con leads weren't there, so they couldn't actually answer questions all that well, or they were very slow to respond. And sometimes to get a response from some people that said that they would be able to advise me on what's going on and give me a little more information, and then nothing happened. I never got information. And then they refunded everybody, the pre-purchasers, which I'm glad that they refunded the pre-purchasers, because a lot of people were thinking, this is awfully sus. And just, yeah, it has been such a quiet, wild... It's been a ride, to say the least. And I wish I could tell people more. I wish I could say that I was going to check it out. I wish I could say so many things. I can't say anything about Pony Expo. I have nothing to go on other than the fact that it kind of exists. And at the moment, with the way it's acting up, I literally took the one thing of Pony Expo I got, which was a vendor over in, I think it was actually Everfree last year, was selling some extra bags some extra tote bags that they had that they made for the con. I bought one of them, and now I'm trying to preserve it because this might be the only Pony Expo merchandise I'm ever going to have. The con that was and wasn't. And I'm not gonna say
the con that would have been.
The con that tried to be. That wasn't.
The con that could have been, yeah.
The con that could have been, but it was not planned well. I mean, I think it ended up, if I recall right, basically so much flopped on its head during the con, and it ended up being pretty much ran by Ellie Ray. When you have a freaking voice actor having to keep a con together during its first year, you know you got problems. Yeah, it was just so much. You could do a whole story about Pony Expo. It was the greatest, saddest. It's so far the saddest little flop of a con I've heard to date so far. And I hate saying that because this was also a good opportunity for a pony convention here in the mid area, near my home state of Utah, which would have been great. It would have been great. I would have been happy to drive down there and enjoy it. Yeah, but nope. Okay.
Why can't we have nice things?
That ranting and raving aside. So, Ciderfest. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about Ciderfest here because they went nuts. They said that they were going to make an announcement. It was a few days after BabsCon. Admittedly, I was kind of holding my breath because I was scared to death they were going to announce this as the last con. Because a lot of things have not been going well lately. Luckily, those fears were unfounded. But what they did announce was they announced what the next year of the convention the next time the convention is going to be, which is going to be mid-November, the week before Thanksgiving, which appears to be kind of the area that they're going to be hovering for now. So every weekend before Thanksgiving, apparently the weekend before Thanksgiving, they're going to have Ciderfest going on for the next couple of years. And the reason I can say that is not only they announced this year's Ciderfest dates, they announced next year's Ciderfest dates.
Nice.
And they already put the hotel rooms up for hold for Ciderfest, and I already booked my room for Ciderfest, which is nice. And
early bird gets the worm.
And later on this week, they're going to open up for passes to be bought. Everything A lot of the questions and issues that I had with Ciderfest last year were completely squashed and quashed over this last week. They got that they're getting tickets out earlier, much earlier. They got the rooms already ready to go. We got the dates, we got the times, we got so much. And this is going to be in November. This is literally half a year away, 6 months away. And that is so beautiful. That gives you a lot more time to prepare, especially since last time it did not happen. And yeah, CMC also mentioned Windy City PonyCon, which is going to be happening the next year as well. You can see right here, right now, it's like I thought they didn't decide on the Ren Fair yet, but I think everybody's like really leaning into the Ren Fair thing, so that might end up being the case there too. But yeah, a lot of stuff was announced, and I was so excited. The only thing that's kind of a bummer is apparently the party rooms aren't exactly going to be a thing. The big party rooms, which when they gave the explanation, the fact is that the hotel, all of the floors of the hotel are facing into the lobby of the hotel. You know, all of the rooms are circled around. So yeah, so if a party room kind of spills out, it's really loud. It's going to hit the whole lobby. So yeah, it sucks, but I get it. I do get it. But private parties can still happen, which is nice. But yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting at it. So I'm excited. I got my hotel room. All right, and with that is the convention. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the news we do have. We do have a little bit of news. Going to start off with Tamers. Tamers, once again, is coming out with another video. This one is a shorter one, which is all surprising. 20 minutes instead of the normal 30 minutes to an hour long. Of course, this one, Scootaloo introduces Rainbow Dash to her parents at the hometown buffet. That is a name, isn't it? But yes. We have the same old, basically, if you know what Tamers is, you know what Tamers is. You know what you're getting into. The
early 2000s humor.
A lot of early 2000s humor, a lot of weird anime, a lot of weird drawings, a lot of mixed in clip arts, but you also get some really good drawings mixed in there, and also you get a kooky story that also it can be a little bit decent in some cases. Really interesting altogether. Really, it's just something you really got to check out, but just be ready for whatever happens with this. Actually, I'm going to pause right here. This feels like something I really shouldn't let continue playing right at this point. This is screaming bad news bears right here. But yeah, this is going to be in the show. Once again, this is going to be in the show notes just because I don't know if and when this will get age restricted. Because that has happened more than a few times already. So please check it out. Next, in the why can't we get a solid straight answer on this? We mentioned it last week where My Little Pony seemed to come back to Netflix, but only episode 1s of seasons 1 through 4 were there. Now apparently all of the episodes are on Netflix for seasons 1 through 4. So, yep, season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, all of them are there. All of the episodes, they're fully complete. You're still missing 5 through 9, which you could still go to other locations and sites and places to see it. But now it's on Netflix again, so I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know what's going on anymore. Do any of you know? Because I've given up at this point. I don't know what's going on.
I'm guessing Netflix is just going back and forth. Like, do we keep this or do we get rid of it? Do we keep this? Do we get rid of it?
Yeah, who knows? It's Netflix at this point. Basically, Netflix watch the cool stuff when it comes out, and then try and get physical copies of it at some point, because you never know when it's going to vanish at this point. There's a lot of points.
Own your physical media, folks.
Yeah. Love your physical media. Try to own it if you can. Trust me on this one. I've seen it vanish enough. You want to know the proof? Try looking up Earth and Beyond. You can't. It's a game that existed. You can't play it anymore. But anyway, moving on. So, who's ready to show off their pony swag? So with this, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean the quiet to take that long. With the Equestria Daily is getting set up for their next pony collection event for 2025, or look what I got, collections. So yes, they are asking for pictures of all of your pony collections. Posters, prints, figures, figurines, dakimakuras, plushies, whatever you got, flags, pins. There's probably other things out there I'm not even thinking about. But
Well, plushies, you got them. You want artwork, you got them.
plushies, figures, prints, you want it, it's yours, my friends. As long as you have enough money. Alright. But yes, they're asking for pictures of entire pony collections. And of course, they're asking for full-on setup displays of your collection, so not just randomly grabbing pictures of everything that you have around your house. They're looking for a full-on display of it. But asking for pictures of it, you can also look at their previous pony collection events to get an idea of how people set up their collections.
Yeah, I used to went through these in the past when I was on and off commenter on Equestria Daily. It was the pictures were more like just the little collections and mismatched stuff. It wasn't all propped up like this one right here.
Yeah, if you go through the previous collection events, you can get a better idea of how these used to go. Yeah, quick romp through 2021 here. You can see some of the ways that were done. But yeah, I'm going to do my best to try to get a bigger portion of my actual collection set up and shown on this one, which is going to be wild to say the least. But yep, they are asking for all pictures to be submitted and ready to go by the beginning of June, so you have all of May, or at least at this point what's left of May, to get it all organized and a picture and sent over. But yeah, I'm going to do my best to try to get a good old shot of my entire collection. Hopefully I'll actually have the space to really be able to pull it all together and really show it off this time. But if you have your own collections, you're more than encouraged to show yours off too. So it's really awesome and interesting. And of course, just because they have to say it, and I understand it. Please, no NSFW stuff. If it's not safe for Wuna, it's not safe to show.
You don't want to make Wuna cry, do you?
You don't want to make the Wuna cry. Next, the My Little Pony Tournament of Mysteries comic has been released. At the moment, this could, and I say this very directly because I don't know if they announced anything since then. This could be the very last My Little Pony comic from IDW. I say could be because they also said that they were working on comics, but nothing has been announced since then. So
You could be working on other comics other than My Little Pony. So
no, they said other pony comics. They said other pony comics. That's why it's.
Oh, okay.
We don't know. It could be. It couldn't be. But at the moment, we have the Tournament of Mysteries, and this has been released. I have not been able to get my copy yet. It was not at my comic book store when I went by to pick up my holds. So I'm still missing this. I'm also missing another one of the Maritime Mysteries, but I believe I do have that on the way here. So I should at least have one of every single comic that has been released, including the Fiendship is Magic, though that is more of an omnibus situation, but still, I have them. So, yep, we're nearing either another end or just another note until we get more comics. Again, we don't know. But if you are curious about the Tournament of Mysteries, there is a full review of it by MLP Trinary. And of course, this
Those faces.
Yeah, the face. We just got the freaking giant smiling faces. Oh my world. I will never get over these faces. I just, wow. I don't know what these ponies are on, but I want some of that because they are on something.
Happy, happy, joy, joy.
It's not even just the happy faces. Anytime they express any emotion, their mouths are huge.
Yeah, it's off-putting and it's really jarring.
But at the same time, it is fun. It is interesting to see a different art style here, especially with the pointed ears. Kind of got like elfish ears going on here. It is kind of cool to see. But yeah, anyway, there is a full-on review of the comic if you want to see if it's something you do want to pick up, or you just want to take a look and see what happens with the comic altogether. It's all there. And finally, yeah, I'm as shocked as you. This is the last little bit of news, but this is a fun one. Apparently, a full-on Fluttershy set has been announced by Funism. Because when you know you are best pony, apparently you get your own set. I am not kidding. This is literally a Fluttershy set. You got Fluttershy with a gift. You got Fluttershy being stylish. You got Fluttershy with books. You got Fluttershy with a coffee table. You got Fluttershy being a doormat. And not too happy about that. You got Fluttershy and a bear. You got Fluttershy as a princess. You got a Fluttershy as a birthday. You got Fluttershy giving the stare.
Margaret.
You got all sorts of little Flutter figures. You can even get little look-ins at all of them here and get a better idea of what they look like. Now, honestly, these are all really adorable. My only problem is that they're going to probably be expensive as hell to get at this point. Just really a shame. So, unfortunately, this is going to be one of those cases where we're just going to have to look from a distance, but we're probably not going to be able to grab one. It's really a shame. I would so get the Fluttershy Celestia. That would be so freaking sweet.
Do you want me to look it up on eBay?
No, it's not even out yet. It's not even out yet, man. And it's going to be expensive as hell. But it is really cool to see these, and I'm really glad and stoked to see that they're actually coming out with dedicated series to ponies. So if we got a Fluttershy, there's every opportunity a Twilight might show up next too.
Or Rarity, or AJ.
Yeah, all sorts of opportunities.
Okay, you know what? The funniest thing I just found again?
Mm-hmm.
While looking for a Fluttershy Celestia toy, there was a Fluttershy with Celestia and Philomena.
Oh yeah, one of those packs.
Oh yeah, that was fun. So, let's go ahead and get into it. That is it for the news. Really not a whole lot of news this week. Again, it looks like it's kind of one of those quiet weeks. Maybe a quiet couple days. But it also means it's time for our fan submissions and suggestions. Which also comes with our favorite time to show off those artistic chops. And we do that with our challenge that we issue every week. You may call it a weekly challenge every week. And that is, of course, our challenge of the week.
And there's the bot in chat.
And there's our bot. There's a random bot. And of
Yay!
course, our challenge of the week for this week was bad idea combinations. But we also had a protest initiative challenge.
That's correct. I forgot it. Hang on. Wait.
So, the hint is brushy brushy.
Combs? Oh, no. The Protest Initiative challenge this week, how could I have forgotten? It's the Brony Show, episode 624. Get your popcorn. It's video time.
Yep, it's popcorn.
Yay! Popcorn!
In all factuality, it's toothbrush. That's right, toothbrush.
Yeah, and mine, I took some time to draw it. I feel like I'm pushing myself, but at the same time, I'm driving myself more and more crazy with the way I'm trying to take these challenges on. I did manage to barely pull it off before the main show, and I mean that just barely. There was about 10 minutes left in the pre-show when about 5 to 10 minutes left when I finished it. But yes, we of course have Circuit Main with the worst combination of ideas to date. Because when you love coffee, but you're also trying to take care of your dental health, maybe making a toothpaste coffee creamer is not the best method.
Oh,
Oh dear.
Why?
Oh,
I will say,
oh,
a
crap.
coffee flavored toothpaste sounds amazing.
That-
Mind you,
that sounds amazing.
this looks bad.
Yeah. You got the order wrong. Not a coffee flavored toothpaste, a toothpaste flavored coffee. No, that is not how you do this. And I forgot. I was actually going to do an embellishment of the cheeks here to make him look like he was in horrible pain. Like this was the worst idea you could ever have. I mean, his ears are flopping, his horn is flopping, his expression is actually altered because of how bad it is. I mean, his hair is flopping. So much flopping and going nuts.
Second, an idea came to me since I still plan on bringing the Shamrock syrup. We mix that with Malort.
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna lie. The one thing that actually, of all of this, everything I drew here, the one thing that actually gave me the most trouble was, oddly enough, the most perplexing thing I would have imagined. The damn toothbrush.
Oh yeah, mainly the bristles. They are not fun.
Toothbrushes can be hard.
Yeah, I didn't imagine that would be the one sticking point I would have had in all of this. I mean, I've had my problems with the hooves before. This actually wasn't too bad this time. I had my problems with the legs before. This wasn't too bad this time. I've actually gotten better about facial expressions and the entire mouth thing altogether. The nose is sometimes a problem. I didn't think that was too bad this time. I even got the whole flopping and ear thing going here a lot better than that damn toothbrush. I still don't like that toothbrush. I hate how that thing looks right now.
My best
I
advice
can't
for the
imagine
toothbrush.
how hard it is. I can't imagine how hard it is to make a toothbrush in any drawing or art.
Second, if we go to mine, we might see how I also failed at making a toothbrush.
One thing I will say, when it comes to drawing toothbrushes, my best advice here would be just to change the angle. So instead of facing the camera, it'd be facing, like, just the other way. Because, then, you have more of the contours of the toothbrush, which are pretty common. And even if you don't want to illustrate the contours of the toothbrush, it's very prominent the direction the bristles are facing, which makes it very instantly recognizable as a brush of some kind. That said, you did a good job, and I think that you did, honestly, I think, anatomy wise, your pony, very cute, very cute.
Actually,
Yeah,
do you know what
very
the
well
dumb
done.
thing about all of this was? I did draw that toothbrush sideways. It looked even worse. Somehow, in trying to redraw it ended up going forward, and I just ran with it because that was the best way I could make it look. It looks so much worse on its side.
Also, your cutie mark is very weird from what I normally see it as.
Oh, that cutie mark I'm not gonna lie, I do not have a good reference for it, and every time I get to the point where it's time to draw, I'm usually in rush mode, and I've never had time to find a good reference. So I've been making it up. I've been making it up every single time. You look at my images, if I remember the cutie mark for Circuit, they are all different. I have been making them up every single time.
My scores?
I actually almost feel like it's a running gag at this point for people to see if anybody ever noticed.
No, actually, this is your lore. Your cutie mark changes every time. It's like a circuit board. It keeps running in the background, operating the pony, and it changes. The circuitry changes every time you draw him.
Well, that is one possibility, but I just like the joke. I kind of got it off of the whole Power Woman joke that they had for DC Comics when she was first introduced.
Are you talking about the cleavage or the?
Yes, pretty much.
I just know that I just went and looked at the references from the reference channel, and it all generally ends up in an overall square shape, whereas this one, with the fact that it extends out in two directions, it's got a bit of a boat shape.
I can kind of see that actually.
I can see that
Such
now.
that this one, being that shape, is why it's feeling weird, because it's not overall a square.
Well, I'll try. I will make a promise to actually try to find a better reference for my cutie mark to actually get it done properly in the future. But let's look at the other
It's
bad
definitely
idea.
interesting that it always changes.
It really is, isn't it? It's just kind of funny. But now we
This is
have
part of your lore now.
this thing, mint and chill, which we have to ask why. Actually, the thing is not supposed to be mint and chill. I'm sure he's meant mint and chilly.
No, the chill part in red is kind of meant to be a little gag because sometimes people think, "Oh, chilly, it must be cold."
What? No, what? No, wait, what? No, what?
No, when I hear chili, I think way too spiced things, because people love to overspice their chili rather than have a decent chili.
There's
I know,
Make it
right?
flavorful.
True. Then again, I'm recalling a cartoon gag when Ice character went to a chili cook-off and was like, "Hey, it's just chili," and then everyone looked at him like, "You know that's not cold, right? It's hot."
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a very good gag, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, as Toa did mention, his bristles are not faring much better. Apparently, toothbrush bristles are the next big challenge of artists everywhere.
The main issue is trying to do it without it looking like a thing. And let me find some,
I
because
just know, looking at this, the way to do it is you have, because, like, on the toothbrush I have, there's definite points where there's a lot of bristles at once. This looks like it's 10 bristles coming out of each space.
yep. And in the
And
side
it's-
chat here, I have something that we should have probably used as a reference circuit.
Oh god, clip art.
Oh god, that is worse. I'd rather do the way I did it. Ah.
But you know what I mean, though. That at least shows.
No, I get it. It would have been a better indicator than whatever we tried to pull off with.
The
with our
number of
brains.
bristles on that clip art, it's too much for that toothbrush head. It is extending off the tip.
So
Yeah.
that proves it. Toothbrushes are a pain no matter what. You either get like me too little on the angle seconds that it looks like it's to the front, and then this thing.
Burn it with fire.
Well, in the case, fun thing is that is all of the entries that we got. They're again quite weak. Not a lot of content creation entries, but that also gives us a chance to bring up some more new entries. Everybody, we do that with our beautiful picker wheel. So every week, as this time approaches, we ask you to go ahead and provide us your prompts. We love your prompts, and we use them to challenge everybody to create not just art, but music, writing, random arithmetic, cookies, however you express yourself, however you want to show off your creativity to the Brony community. We ask all you have to do is just express yourself with the prompts. And of course, we are willing to also be part of this. So I use them as well for my own prompts for arting. And yeah, words, English, fail, words.
What was that your guinea pig we came up with? Mr. Pibbles or Mr.
Mr. Pibbles?
Yeah.
Oh, from the Jackbox
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
last
yeah,
week.
yeah. It's like the angry, like the super guinea pig or something like that.
Something like
I don't quite remember it
I
now.
don't know.
Because I had an idea, but now it's going away now because I'm trying to remember his name.
All I know is my prompt was picked last week, so I'm planning on not putting things in. Everyone, put things in.
Yeah, come on, this is for
I see
everybody.
you in the chat there.
What about Lumi and her guinea pig?
Whoops.
Or wait, maybe Lumi's new pet.
Wow, I think this really is just one of those quiet dead weeks.
What about anyone else in the call? Is there anyone other than Toa that has a thing?
We need
Yeah,
a worthy
we-
opponent for a worthy opponent. Even though the irony of worthy opponent being the only thing to select is kind of hilarious.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Just really quiet. Well,
I said Lumi's pet.
oh, Lumi's pet. Okay.
Did we give Lumi a pet?
Well, we can make her one with this. Maybe I'll give her an Aibo, one of those Robo Dogs from way back when.
Oh god.
Oh,
Actually, it'd be funny if I gave her one of those knockoff Tamagotchis. Remember when Tamagotchis were like starting to become a big craze way back when? Way back when? The only reason they come to mind is I remember I went to I went to like a Walgreens or something to try to find one because I was desperate to be one of the cool kids. Have a Tamagotchi. They had some knockoffs, but they were hilarious knockoffs too. They were just like, oh, we got a virtual chicken and a virtual cow, and they're just farm animals. It's just a virtual farm animals. It's actually hilarious thinking about it now. Alright, going once.
Since there's so few things
Spring
in there, I'll put one in.
Alright. Got spring cleaning. Yeah, I'm starting to think that.
one.
Say what?
Do we have a silly one from
We have
Suki?
one.
Suki even alive at this point?
Muted, so he may have stepped away for a moment.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Suki does have some pretty awesome things coming his way, so he might be getting ready for all of that.
Oh yeah. By the way, I might not be around for the coffee house after party
That's all right.
because I have to get up earlier tomorrow.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and randomize and pull here. Let's go ahead and shuffle and. Yep, this is the smallest wheel we've had in a long time. And still, it came to the edge. It came to the edge. But yes, it looks like our next week's challenge is a worthy opponent. I'm sure their battle will be legendary. And do we have a protest initiative challenge?
Coffee.
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 I'm already starting to see a coffee drink off going on. I'm not gonna stop drinking until you stop drinking. All
They
right.
getting super sweet like Fry.
All right. With that, everybody, that is it for our news and our content creation and all the fun stuff. Now it's time to get on to the video segment, or basically the entirety of the show, which is the video segment. I'm not gonna lie. I was debating if I had a little bit of time to try pulling up Gmod and see if one of the Pony Theaters was still around and if it actually managed to still work even by a margin. Because that would have been kind of funny to do, but we don't have the time for that. So,
Yeah, you didn't tell anyone that was an idea, so we could have loaded stuff up.
Yeah, but it was a dumb idea, and I wanted to see if it would even work before I even started having people trying to load crap up. Because that, it'd be stupid. It's just like, we're going to try this, and then we try it, if everybody's loading up, and we spend like 15 minutes trying to get it to try, it's like, oh, no, it doesn't work. I don't do that. I'm not going to do that. That's stupid. That's terrible. So, we're going to go on to our video segment here, as mentioned. Let's quickly go into desktop mode here real fast. So, as I mentioned previously, we have a lot of videos that have accumulated throughout the month because a lot of conventions and fun stuff were going on. And because of that, we kind of fell behind on it. So, now we're playing a little bit of catch-up here to get them all done. To basically get a lot of them done and be able to enjoy the videos as best we can.
And we need catch-up chips for all this catch-up.
Besides, if anything, it's a good spring cleaning, and gives us a chance to chill out because it feels like it's one of those weeks where everybody is pretty burnt out and exhausted or getting ready for the summer. I don't know, something's going on, so what better way to just get ourselves ready than just to have a little bit of fun video time. And we're going to start off with a funny one because this is a bunch of Brony reviewers talking about something, but this was one of their April Fool's kind of shenaniganry things going on. Apparently, in the early days of the Brony fandom, a lot of the reviewers would come together to watch a silly animated movie or short or thing like that, and then they would riff on it. In this case, appears that Computer Warriors was one of those things, and they managed to get it set up and fully animated. I actually been sitting on this for quite a while now, and I've been wanting to show it off because I thought it was funny. Really good stuff, but yeah, I've been sitting on it for a long time, and now we're finally getting a chance to take a look at it. So there's going to be some older faces on this. Just a heads up.
Round, ye merry folk, for the hour of retribution is upon us. It is time to announce the winner of this year's, and unfortunately the very last, Crystal Mountain PonyCon promo code contest.
Oh my god, it was us. We were the ones that caused this.
Yes, you are. I know this because I saw this long ago.
I'm gonna need a beer for this. Give me a second.
Hold on, so he's getting drunk again.
I didn't realize this was our fault. I'm so sorry already. So I'm gonna pop myself a Modelo. That was made in Mexico.
Second, I
Yes,
keep
you
telling
are.
you, you are one of the hidden people in the background that causes so much silliness to happen in this fandom.
I didn't cause this. I was just there when it happened.
You are part of it.
I was not
It's
part
your
of this.
fault.
I wish I was part of this. I helped cause Crystal Mountain PonyCon to happen, so I am partly responsible for this. Anyway, here we go.
It's gonna be silver again, isn't it?
Oh, come on, Firebrand, you're ruining the suspense!
Listen, Thespia, you might not have participated in this contest the last 2 times, but the rule of 3 exists for a reason, so let's just get this over with.
So, did I win?
Well, since Hothead over here wants to be a spoil sport, despite everything he says about no spoilers, the winner is...
I love the Mario music.
See, I told you it was gonna...
Dr. Wolf?
Wait, what?
What a twist!
Honestly, I would love to actually do. I would like to do this sometime.
I won? Well then, that was
This would be-
entirely unexpected.
This would actually be kind of cool
I
to
honestly
bring
never
back in
thought
a
that
way.
I'd win any of these contests. I guess it's quite humbling to have that victory on the last year of Crystal Mountain PonyCon.
Congratulations,
Oh,
Doctor!
my sadness.
Hail to the conquering puppy!
So,
Oh, my
any
heart.
particular reason you're taking this so well, Silver?
Oh, but I have several reasons to celebrate. First of all, remember what happened when I won the first contest?
Tactical nuke incoming!
And when I won last year?
And Josh
I wish you well,
Fortress
whatever
do,
punishment lightning bliss
outro.
plans to visit upon you.
No, that's always
If I'm
been
gonna
his
lose every
outro.
time I win, then I might as well lose so I could turn
That's a
this
joke,
into a
Todd.
lose-win instead of a win-lose. You get me?
I wouldn't hold my breath on that, Big Bird.
Secondly, I may not have won, but more importantly, neither did Firebrand.
I'm okay with it. I'm used to it by now, because my own fans keep voting against me to see me in pain.
And last but certainly not least, Dr. Wolf gets to choose our fate. At long last, we can see what kind of sadistic, torturous thoughts are swirling behind those fluffy ears. So speak, oh puppy. What doom will you unleash upon us this video?
Now, everyone. You should know me better than that.
Man, I really
I'm
do
not
miss
here to
these old
torture
videos.
anyone.
These are fun.
Not even
Yeah,
Firebrand.
these are fun.
No.
Tease.
I miss
In
these.
fact, I thought that since the past 2 years have been dedicated to shows aimed at little girls, I figured it'd be a nice change of pace to bring up a show aimed at little boys instead.
Oh, come on, dog. Where's your sense of evil, torment, and fun? Besides, my last video didn't do nearly enough damage to you three. Now we have Uncle Songhorse here to boot too? How can I top last year if we're watching something that doesn't torment? Ugh.
Patience, Lightning. This year's feature is actually a failed pilot which came out on VHS back in 1990. I must have watched it at least 20 times during that year, which has really made me genuinely curious about going back now and trying to figure out why something that even as a child I knew was so over-the-top manipulative, and yet I still wanted to go back to over and over. Ponies and Hippogriff, for this year we shall be reviewing Computer Warriors.
Computer, what now?
1990? Dude, I wasn't even a sperm back
Look
then.
at him go.
Bliss, that title sound familiar to you?
1990. Oh, come on! Don't give me
was a
that.
boy
Oh
show.
God,
I
now I
watched
felt.
MLPG1 back then.
Wait, you've seen this before, Silver?
My good doctor, there's very little in 90s entertainment that escaped my notice. I've seen Computer Warriors several times. Heck, I own some of the toys, and I actually still have the VHS. But I don't have a VCR. What's up with that?
Well then.
What is up with
I guess
Wait a minute!
you're
Oh my
more
God! I got
versed
the
in
same
this than I
problem.
am. And I
I'm not gonna lie, I got the same problem. I actually have a VHS copy of The Wizard, but I have no VHS player. I think I also have Akira.
I
Yeah, I
I
do
still
have
have
a-
a VCR in the basement.
I do also have
Yeah.
an Akira. I also
I
have Akira on
had
VHS.
a VSR. I had a VSR tape of Gunsmith Cats, and I had no way
VHS,
of-
VHS, call it VHS. My God, don't call it VCR tape. Oh, you hurt my you hurt my aging brain. Suki would probably be crying if he was here. Anyway, let's continue.
Don't worry, I still have a VCR player in the basement. Still
Suppose it'll
probably
be
hooked
fun
up
for
to
the
the old
both of us
black
to
and
see
white
just
we have
how
in the
these
basement.
three react to it.
Old! These guys are old!
Wait, so
Ugh.
even though Doc won fair and square, Silver still wins. What is my life?
You guys are
Get
all-
it together, man.
Come along, everyone. We get to go
I
on a
think that was his
nostalgia
wife.
trip. And you get to see some early 90s cheese.
Yay!
Jeez.
Wow, I'm digging this Diet NASA font.
Tumblr, the documentary.
Is this DC property?
Are we at the
This looks like
halfway point
DC
yet?
property.
No, not
It's
even
by
close.
Mattel.
We're gonna just
Someone
go
got
a
a
little bit
soul.
into this.
Parallax. The effect whereby the position or direction of an object appears to differ when viewed from different positions. For example, through the viewfinder and lens of a camera.
Why did we?
I don't know either. I don't know.
That was Parallax from the Green Lantern movie.
Ooh, Death Star tech support.
He looks like a traffic cone crossed with the Condiment King.
Hey, look, Bliss. We finally know where all the Tetris pieces come from.
I'm not triggered. You're triggered.
Yeah.
If it was that easy to destroy a facility, how is it still here? How does he even have a job? Also, is this art style reminding anyone else of TMNT?
I wish.
I'm strangely okay with this.
Oh, just you wait.
Listen, Sarge, we just had an unauthorized core dump into the network. I tried to contain the power surge, but something's escaped.
Translation? I done goofed.
Believe it or not, some of the animators who worked on the original Tron also worked on this.
No.
These viruses have made an unauthorized entry into the bit stream.
I'm like that when I have chili.
The self-proclaimed
Chat
leader of
room.
these viruses
Seriously, we're
has
pulling
made-
an thing. Yeah, this is
Megahertz?
seriously
We're
what they
ripping up
used to do
Reboot
for
now?
Crystal Mountain Pony Con.
In selecting you for
Yep.
warriors,
Huh. Why do
Such
teams
good
always
times.
come in fours?
Because it's a foregone conclusion.
Grid, Micron, and scanner.
Leonardo,
Oh, boo.
Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael.
I guess that makes the disembodied voice thing need to save April?
Gumby, what happened to your face?
Did someone call my name?
Any virus that fires this blaster without my permission will be neutralized by me faster than a Wozniak.
Was that even English?
Oh, Wozniak.
Wozniak, a U.S. computer engineer who, together with Steve Jobs,
Oh, yeah, Steve
designed and built the
Wozniak.
first real personal computer and started the Apple Computer Company in 1977. He left the company in 1985 and sold all his stock,
This
deciding he
hurts.
preferred engineering
This
to the
really does
management
hurt,
role.
but at the time I can understand the decision.
No, I get it.
I mean, hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, at the time.
Yes,
Do a
but
barrel roll.
Stay on
these
target.
cutaways to explain these things is hurting me.
That hurts too. yeah.
No, don't split the party.
Wrong game.
You know, we keep making Star Fox references, but this show came out a few years before the first Star Fox game.
Why, Star Fox? Why? Oh, you dirty thief!
You're a natural leader, Rom, and I just love playing follow the leader.
Oh, he's blue and a leader.
I'm just waiting for someone to say, I have you now.
Scanning. Their trail leads. This way.
Edgelord voice. That guy's definitely Raphael.
Telecom.
Dude has a chin that could rival Bruce Campbell.
One last shot before I go.
I've never
Okay, we're gonna pause it there at 8 minutes. This was the Computer
Oh,
Warriors
voice act.
review by. You can find this on FOB Equestria, Firebrand's site. It's still there. Check it out. Check out all the other videos too. I mean, seriously, there's a few, well, quite a few of these. And I mean, we're having fun with this one. Imagine what the other ones are like. And now for a little bit of a, I guess a palate cleanser. We got Cinemare Sins with Everything Wrong with the Mod Couple.
So hurts, but I'm just skimming over it. It looks like just those two
QED.
words needed
No.
explanation.
Maud's comedy routine isn't receiving an awkward reaction because she lacks humor. It's because she jumped right into the race jokes and every pony's
Maud
terrified of
rocks that poetry
Wendigos.
stand.
Imagine having so much confidence in the newly introduced school that you'll ditch the Ponyville-centric 7-year-old opening theme to be all about said school.
You get matching stickers that say eyes on the pies.
Is that what they say?
The reason is I have a...
Apology accepted.
Important plot reveal doesn't happen until halfway through the episode when it should have happened right here, but didn't because punk convenience.
Maud. Maud? Maud! Maud!
When you see someone post a slur on a dead Discord server. Quantum background ponies don't exist
I mean,
until
he's
observed.
not wrong, but
the edges
also
of the
I
binoculars
see
are
the
sharp
humor
and
here
in
not
focus,
being...
then out of focus a moment later. Pinky's cutie mark hitches a ride on some pony else's flank. When you need to fill space in an episode's runtime, why fill that with writing when you can pass the burden on to animators to come up with a globe-trotting montage set to royalty-free stock music? That's not going to be a regular thing in Season 8, is it? Sun umbrellas, for when you want to protect your sun hat from the sun. Yaks grow best snow corn. Only corn which grow in snow. Best background pony shows up as best foreground pony yet again.
Pinky, I don't have a closet.
If Starlight had a closet, Ponyville might legally classify this as a bedroom, and therefore she would have to pay rent. Then again, closets probably aren't very common in a civilization of nudists anyway. Also, Starlight directly debunks a previous Cinemare Sins video in a way which only raises more questions. Fails to realize the door she used is a closet because the real door is right here.
I don't have a closet. I was supposed to go birthday cake shopping with Maud today. And ruin her surprise party?
Starlight raises an excellent point. You'd expect better from Ponyville's premier party planner. Also, immediately after this discussion about shopping for birthday cakes, Pinky goes to get ingredients to bake her own cake instead. So why was she originally not only going out of her way to spoil a surprise party, but also going to support Sugar Cube Corner's apparent competition?
I am currently speaking to a pony at a baking supply shop 2 minutes before it closes for lunch.
Technically, 1 minute and 4 seconds pass. The only logical conclusion is that the shopkeeper
they're
either
not
doesn't have
wrong.
good rapport with what is probably her #1 customer, so she closed early, or that Mudbriar miscalculated or misrepresented to maliciously inconvenience Pinkie Pie. It's a shame Pinkie has to wait in line for her party planning needs instead of, you know, having a fully stocked party planning cave. This mat must be glued to the floor.
Out to lunch? Oh, come on!
That's a very late lunch if Pinky's watch is remotely accurate.
Mudbriar, are you back there?
Technically, not anymore.
Technically, Mudbriar answers her question in a way which alters the answer. His appearance says yes, but his words say no. This is a genius response if your goal is to be as obnoxious as possible. 60-minute video is now in the works.
You should introduce Pinky to your pet.
Oh, your pet likes
that's
pets.
wow.
That's halfway.
Yeah, this is absolutely halfway.
Oh.
Technically, it's halfway. So
Technically.
yeah, Little Shy has everything wrong with the Mod Couple and Cinema Sins and so many other Cinema Sins. Check them all out. Make sure you have an entire day.
Watch
for
all
it.
the sins.
Watch all the sins,
The
and
sins
you'll
are
never see
great.
the episodes the same way again. Or maybe you'll see them even better. Who knows? Well, it could happen. Now here's
Depends on your taste.
Now we have Twivine Sparkle, the full series. Watch out for flashing lights.
The what?
I must keep an eye on Twivine at all cost. Hello, Luna. You're here. I have already eliminated Cadence. And
Oh,
now
damn, we got
you
even
are
Twilight
next
Sparkle
on
up at
the
this
list.
house.
Cadence.
Oh God! Twilight Sparkle found her way to DeviantArt!
Oh no!
End your reign of terror.
Don't show our Pornhub, whatever you do.
Give me
Okay, a bit
all
much
of your
of that, yeah.
magic,
What is this?
I don't know, but it's supposed to be
Okay,
the full
sorry.
series, so I guess it's an early
I
show.
went I went over 11.
2
By
down,
Alan
2 to go. Big sister, she's coming for you. You have to stop her.
And
Oh.
find a better voice actor for me.
Princess Twivine Sparkle, it's you.
Remember me
We
for
meet
once I
again,
was.
Princess Celestia.
Remember, this is supposed to be the full series,
Princess
so
of love,
near as I
and
can
the
tell, this is the
Princess
beginning of it.
Moon won't save you now.
Yep.
Because I have consumed all of their
Yeah,
alicorn
scanning
magic.
ahead.
You may have
There is
taken their
a
magic,
thing here
but I
that I'm
wield
not
a
going to say
powerful
because
magic
it's
that you
still
have
not to the
never
halfway
seen
point.
before.
So
I would
so
cast
spoilers.
Sun on the
You
Earth. I
realize
cast Sun
that
on
I'm
Earth.
becoming much stronger. No, this cannot be. I have to get to Twilight fast. Plunger vines, get Princess Celestia now. Ah, no! Let me go, Twivine. This is the end for you, Princess of the Sun. No! No!
Oh snap!
No, I got sucked from the same location. Who could have saw that coming?
Yes! I finally consumed
Yeah, they cut the
Celestia's
budget
magic.
somehow.
There is only one more alicorn to find, and that is Twilight Sparkle.
Insert catchy's 90s tune for a sitcom.
I have to hurry and find the princesses. They should have defeated Twivine by now. Celestia!
How did they get there?
Thank goodness you're all right.
Do you really
Did they drag
All of you
Celestia or
defeat
something?
Twivine?
What?
No, Twilight. We didn't.
Second, this is
She's
very
too
low
strong
budget,
for
and I
us.
appreciate that.
She has drained
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
all of our magic.
Looks like Celestia went on a drinking bender and passed out drunk.
How could she do this?
She used the power
There's no need
of early
to
deviant
cry.
art and
There
edgelord
is only
animation.
one way that you can defeat her, and that is your rainbow power. Huh? Of course! I have rainbow power!
Oh no, wait! I put it in that
It's not
castle
going to
that's
be
actually
easy
paying
of
dividends
defeating
now.
her with your rainbow magic. She has our alicorn magic, and also the power of Tyr.
Oh God.
Don't
this
worry, Princess
yellow
Celestia.
highlight.
I will defeat Princess
Yeah,
Oh, I
Twilight.
can barely
You
read
get
it.
your alicorn magic back.
But yeah, this is such early Brony fandom.
Depends
So,
on
oh
you,
god, yeah, that.
Twilight.
Also,
Your
Twilight.
time has come.
We need a better
The-
font.
Princess
the
of
brand-
friendship.
The lighting, it's too much.
It's you. Once
not
I
that
have
it's
drained
the
all
font,
of your
it's that
magic, I
the
shall gain
yellow
my
just
ultimate
makes it
form.
the yellow.
unreadable.
You will pay for what you
Yeah.
have done.
Once I have my ultimate
will
form,
not
I will
let you get
refine
away
Vine
with this.
sauce.
This ends here, Twivine. Why can't I hit you?
And I will revive
more
Tumblr
powerful
to
than
once
you
it
can
was.
handle. This is not good.
You got it a bit late on that because they did have Cam say for a moment,
Way that I
and
can beat her. Pull yourself together,
Yeah.
Twilight. You can do this.
Quick,
All right,
we need
Twilight.
expedition.
It's time for rainbow power. Rainbow
of
power.
course that's why she has the yellow. The dang rainbow power.
My turn. How do you like that, Twilight? What? You got rainbow power as well? Yes. Rainbow power is the perfect source that I can possess.
Anything you can do, I can
You
do
will
better.
feel true pain.
They will do anything better than you.
Celestia, Luna, Cadence, where are you?
They're in the throne room dying.
Don't worry,
Of course, you know where
Twilight
they are.
Sparkle. They will be here by the time your magic becomes a part of me.
Do you have a memory of a goldfish?
Twilight, please, don't do this.
I have 3 more
Now,
payments on my
Twilight,
magic.
I shall suck you dry. No!
I bought the DLC expansion.
Oh shit, there's the Rainbow Castle. No wonder she has no rainbow power.
Yes, I did it. I have finally drained Twilight's alicorn magic. Now, all of Equestria will bow to my will.
McDonald's will be open for breakfast at 2 in the afternoon.
I feel so weak.
The country kitchen for buffet will be open 24/7.
Twilight!
Do you want to know
Hope
why
I'm not too late.
that will never happen for
Delta.
Mickey D's?
Thank goodness you're safe.
What
Oh
happened?
look, I wonder who he
Twilight
is.
Sparkle has
Oh
drained
my
all of my
god!
magic,
It's an OC
including
pony!
my rainbow
Oh.
power.
No.
I'll see insects.
That's
Avert your eyes.
impossible.
Please, Delta, you have to.
Still, you gotta give it to Zizi.
Don't
Their
worry. I'll
OC
get you there
creator
in no
was
time.
pretty good. And
then you'll be my girlfriend.
I'm so worried about Twilight.
Sorry.
Let's hope that
Okay, I'm gonna stop it there. This was the Twilight Sparkle full series. Again, this is the full thing apparently. So what we saw was supposed to be the beginning of it, and there's of course more to go on. And yeah, have fun with it if you decide to do it. Coal Dust. Coal Dust. Coal Dust, are you there? You're muted if you are.
Rain's feather, maple syrup.
Oh, this is a shame. I think Coal Dust would actually like this next video because this is the every G1 to G3 reference in G4. Apparently there's a few references or at least suggestions that came from
there's little mini things.
Yeah. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of them.
My little pony, my little pony. My little pony, my little pony. I'm so glad you're my friend. And I'll complete you have mine. Do you know you are my very best friends?
Listen, Scorpion. Can I go with you next time, huh?
Oh, I saw this earlier.
Spike. Tyrek and his brother Scorpion came here from a distant land, intent on stealing equestrian magic.
But now... Behold the power of darkness!
That's the Kingdom Hearts line now.
From this moment forth, the night will last forever.
Admittedly, some of these feel like they're a little flimsy, but I'll
He lives in the mushroom over there.
It's big bridge doesn't feel very safe.
Come on, it's fine.
Now this had to be at the very least a reference.
Technically, second
Because it's
episode.
one.
Technically, it's the second episode.
On the sea ponies when you're in distress. Whoa. Helpful as can be. Ponies simply sing no less or or a tall thing. Just one tall thing. Or a sing thing. Just one singing thing. Or a blink thing. They'll see you to shore.
You know what? I still
Let me
wouldn't give
get
it to
this
him.
straight. When the Storm King came, you just abandoned your entire city and fled?
We have a power of our own, Tirak. Take this. It's not doing anything. Maybe the Moo Chick was wrong. The rainbow's fighting back.
It can't be.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Yes, there's the rainbow motherfuckers. Yeah.
This is what's about the Irish.
Rainbows.
That rainbow look more Irish than actually colored.
How is this possible? You have no magic.
You're wrong, Tirak. I may have given you my alicorn magic, but I carry within me the most powerful magic of all.
Plot convenience!
The
And laser beams! Laser beams!
Friendship lasers. Bitches.
Not me. I've always been a baby dragon.
I've never seen a baby dragon before. He's so cute.
Honestly, this is definitely a count because, you know,
Talk? I'm Rarity. Where am I? You're in Breezy Blossom. She's kind of big to be a Breezy. Where are her wings? Please welcome the Breezies.
They got tinier.
they are very tiny.
Yeah.
I have one more.
And more Scottish. Oh well.
Wait, this is on the hub! Oh my! There we go.
You're not supposed to be here. Go back to G3. Alright, now that we got the appetizer out of the way, let's go on to another one. The Zephyr Holidays. The unfinished rework cup.
Oi, you lot. Aren't you supposed to be somewhere else?
This is going to be a little reminder in a bit here, but this was made by Janfron1, who does some interesting videos that with a lot of interesting mixing.
Oi, you lot. Aren't you supposed to be somewhere else?
When spring is on the beach and leaf, and sap is on the bough, when light is on the wildwood stream, and wind is on the bough.
Fucking whoops.
Night is long and breath is deep, and clean the mountain air. Come back to me, come back to me.
That would be a considerably large nudge.
Yeah, animation takes time and a lot of effort.
Yep, as someone who isn't fully in charge but still helps with like the Ponies Online stuff, the reason it took a year is because new skills and stuff had to be done, but it was still done within a year of the actual convention.
Ah, that statue. Heard it leads to a treasure somehow, some way. Dwarves know treasure.
That sounds so magical! I love it!
I know, right? Now, just remember, this has a reputation for a reason. No.
I have a lot of respect for animators and artists out there. It takes a lot of effort and skill and talent and love and passion to make something really great.
Hey, Sonny! Ah! Hey, Sonny! I gave your idea some thought, and I think it's totally spectacular! If you want to invite your friend over to Zephyr Heights, you have my full approval. I have arranged a private airship, free seats at the gala for everyone, and a friend called Inkscape. She volunteered to be your tour guide in the Heights. Inky, come and say hello. Hi. Now, the only thing I ask in return, Sonny, is an interview. I'd hate to miss out on the chance to chat with your friend. We don't get too many humans around these parts.
Me?
Can you ask him if he'd be up for it?
Miss Pip, the monitor.
Okay, I don't have much time. We have to talk later. Oh my gosh. Bye!
So, what do you say?
Love a dwarf to start!
He's a dwarf, not a human.
Be a tankard in me grip. Sing me bout.
My little war pony, my little war.
You know what? If this is how she portrays out, I'm not that bad.
Farewell song to Mary and Pippin, what?
Yep.
Copyright? Or no?
No, since it's not the actual people here say covered under parodies / fair use.
I didn't see anything about any copyrighted anything with this, so I think we're okay.
Yeah, I'm just with the captions on. That's what popped up.
You're too young to die. I'll have you as good as new. Hey.
Hey, magic!
Wow, she went right out.
Good evening.
My thanks. She's a funny girl.
Business as usual.
Not at all. There'll be plenty to do.
I'm not sure how you manage.
Wouldn't have it any other way. What do you say we find something to drink?
It's kind of weird because
some
it
new stuff
feels
in
like
from
it's actually
Britonia.
clipping audio
Fellow
clips
for
from
life.
other things, but it doesn't at the same time, you know? I don't know how to describe it unless it may be AI generated, which would be a little bit of an upset, but could also just
I
be
wouldn't be
interesting voice
surprised.
acting.
Oh my, time travel! Oh, very, very much. Why do they have the My Little Pony balloon there?
Budget
It's
cuts.
Twilight Sparkle's balloon.
Ah.
Look at those mountains. Have you ever seen a fairer sight?
I don't think so.
A shame we don't have time to explore. I'll bet these peaks hold all manner of treasures. Don't know where you get your energy, if I'm honest. I'm knackered. I don't know. It's a sort of knack, I suppose. You got any movement over there?
Come see for yourself, if you're so inclined. I invite our honorable guests as well.
Already?
Oh no, it's G4, they're coming to take this over too. Go
Okay.
back! You already got enough fan content.
So I have checked, and looking at here, the ones that are voiced are the Royal Guardsman, Pip Petals, Inkscape, and Grease Esquire. All the rest are, I believe, sound effects. Let me double
Voice lines
check.
pulled from a game.
It's
Yeah.
one of my favorite memories.
I see rooftops,
So
buildings,
it's a
maybe
little bit more. So the fact that it feels
promise
clippy wasn't
that the
exactly
riches these Golden
wrong.
Gates defend
will be worth
Nope.
your journey.
Because it has, and this is just sound effects.
Can surprise you.
It's Film Cow recorded sound effects, freesound.org, Vermintide 2, For Honor, God of War, Amnesia, The Dark Descent, Child of Light, Mountain Blade.
Okay, it's just talking about sound effects and everything. It's not talking about actual voice actors outside of that one voice actor mentioned.
No, there are 4.
Oh, well, you know what? They got voice actors. I applaud. 100%.
Unfortunately, study it. I don't think most of the human cast are
Place is too quiet.
voiced outside of clips.
It can't be helped, I guess.
What are we doing again? Oh, that sounds exciting and dangerous. Are you sure there isn't another way?
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure you wouldn't let anything bad happen to me. Do you think so? Oh, I'm so pleased. Oh!
And random Posey.
Posey looking on the news.
What?
But this is really well animated and everything. It's really nice. I can see why it's been taking so much work, though, that somebody is in school still.
I mean, it's pretty decent animation.
I didn't mean to, sorry. Huh?
Oh god, his eyes.
No! Come back! Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I noticed. What's that about? Hang on. Who's been telling you that?
Is something wrong?
Worry not, Miss Sunny. There's a scoundrel in the city, but we have it under control.
I'm up for disposing of the fruit if you are.
Hey!
You can holster your weapons, Sir Barden. We do not condone such methods in the Heights.
You reckon? But not
Why is this
surprised.
being pointed straight off?
Right.
By the way, bumpy landing. I think that's a good place to pause at the moment.
Yeah, that's about halfway anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, there should be a lot more to this when they actually get it completed. So this is really cool what they have so far.
Now, I hope they have definitely sourced all of that as copyright-free music, because yeah, that one listed SimCity 4
They
just a
did.
moment ago.
Gaming music is kind of a weird one, to be honest. Sometimes it's not
It's
copyright.
generally okay if it's content with the game it is from.
True.
Yeah, that's how it ends up in a weird area, but
Well,
who
how about
knows?
here's a
It's
weird
definitely
fun area. 10 My Little Pony horror games. Part 1. Act 1.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of fun going into that, because you can even see that there was, like, the secondary movements, like, of how the hair flows that were noticed.
Yeah, there was a lot of work and effort being put into
the
it.
fact that the dwarf's beard was pointing up was because the models were going down, but they didn't actually take into account that, yeah, the character wasn't moving down fast enough that wind should have been pushing it up, so they didn't fix those secondary movements.
Alright, here's one called Elements of Justice. Apparently this was released in 2020. I completely missed this. I didn't even know this was a thing. So I might have to look into this.
When?
Huh?
2020?
Yeah, 2020.
heard it go by. Oh, element of justice, not.
Oh boy. Well, that's not good. That's even worse.
It just keeps getting worse and worse.
Here's the next one. I think this is called Part-Time Job, released in 2013. It's a really old one.
I think I remember seeing that pony from somewhere.
This feels has such an early Newgrounds vibes to it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like I recognize, especially with the way those choices are popping. Something like RPG Maker backend that is very well known was used.
Yeah.
And I mean, RPG Maker was relatively free.
Alright, there's the next one. BloodlineLuna.exe in 2021.
2021.
Yeah. Okay, this is weird because it's not Luna Game, though it looks like it's based off of Luna Game.
Interesting. Definitely had an audio file that froze there. Uh-huh.
Nothing like keyboard gibberish.
Yeah.
My desktop screen. Okay, that maybe that was literally there. Oh, it literally went to their desktop screen. Derp Till Dawn in 2013.
Oh.
This one I really can't believe I don't remember this. I would, jeez.
I remember you played this for a stream, I thought.
Yeah.
Or was that
did I play this
Suki over on his stream?
Yep.
I don't recall this one at all, so it could have been.
No, it's a Slender Man one.
Yeah, it's a Slender Man vibe. I think it had 5 or 9.
I remember hearing about this game, but I've never seen it.
Yep, I recall this.
Go.
Because this is very much.
This part.
This is someone taking Minecraft stuff and combining it with, like, Spooky's House of Jump Scares.
Well, if it was 2013, there's a chance I might have just forgotten over the years. Oh, 6
Of
Nights
course.
at Pink.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Before FNAF blew up fully.
Yay. Twilight versus Walking. Honestly, this didn't feel like a horror game to me, but it does end really weirdly, so that's a fair point. I actually did get to the ending of this one. Kind of.
Oh, is it like...
Yeah, 'cause wasn't this a co-op?
It's kind of a co-op situation, yeah.
Or at least it pulled co-op as its base, but
yeah,
where you end up as you walk, I think is how it's horror, right?
Not exactly. When you get to the end, it dumps you into a big pit of death, and then restarts you at the beginning. So it's I don't know if something I might have missed, but it didn't seem really horror-ish to me per se.
Hold on, let it finish just so people see.
It's not gonna finish. It's literally about to stop here at the stairs.
It's just gonna go into the next room.
Because the stairs are where you have the hardest part, and I don't know how I managed to get through it, but yeah, if you take a look, this is where you start dropping like crazy. Anyway, next one is Pony Torture, but you'll have to look into this one. That's 10 My Little Pony horror fan games, and it says Act 1, so there's a good possibility more are to come. But I think we need a really good... Yep.
Little match Philly. Little Fluttershy's Bunny Rescue. What? I don't know. Remember that one?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of weird ones even I didn't get to see, but I guess that's the fun thing about the fandom. There's even old stuff that if you really look into it, would be interesting to dig up again. But for the moment, let's go ahead and cleanse our palate with something more fun and wholesome. Everything great about the hunt for the Eggman Bunny in 15 minutes or less. It's just 17 minutes long.
More bunnies.
Don't lose your crew. It's what makes you you. Don't always find your way back.
Wait, 17 minutes? Was this one of the
cute jump scare.
specials?
The background music suits the goofy
what?
chaos in the station, with Hitch trying
Was
to
this one
keep
of the
Sparky
specials?
under control.
There's just one of those
Kids
5-minute
these days.
It's
And
one of the
here is
5-minute
Sparky
things, which is
ruining
why it's
Hitch's
really
handiwork
amazing
with
that
the
he
paperwork.
manages to
Knowing
make
how
these
much the
5-minute
sheriff
ones, like,
takes his
17
job
minutes
seriously,
long.
it's retrospectively hilarious
Oh,
how
God.
there's this many stacks of paper to display the mountainous amount of stress Hitch must be under.
Who wants chocolate egg? Go!
Knowing how Hasbro has memed Zip being the one obsessed with chocolate, it's appropriate how she is the one to walk in with the chocolate eggs. Also, Rarity patent Easter egg. A literal Easter egg. 2 wins for the cheek of it.
Who wants chocolate egg? Go!
Yeah.
How adorable of Sparky to legit tackle Zip for the Easter eggs. Perfectly relatable to how children treat egg hunts on the holiday. Rushing around to be the first to grab them, so I can't blame Sparky for being too eager. Am I really going to be giving wins to individual frames of the episode? You betcha. There are so many. This is one of the most beloved shots of Sparky.
Sorry, Zip. He gets excited at the holidays.
I firmly believe Easter must be Sparky's favorite holiday because of all the free tasty food he can dig himself into. No coincidence, since the second Easter episode, Cracked It, shows Sparky immersing himself in piles of chocolate eggs, and we all know how infamous Sparky can be with food.
He gets excited at the holidays. And all the other days.
This line is quite cheerful, understanding that there was never a day in Tell Your Tale and Make Your Mark besides Missing the Mark and the Family Trees 2-parter when Sparky wasn't all lively and active. The dragon is a tiny ball of vigor, and I love it!
Come on, nap time.
I appreciate the detail of Hitch having a frazzled mane and face. Seeing the exhausted state Eggman Bunny is in later on, Hitch wonderfully mirrors his own situation. More on that soon. Hitch Cutie Mark Duvet.
A lot of case files piling up here, Hitch.
Classic cartoon gag there, with Kenneth and Steve popping out of the paper piles like Hitch just forgot they were there. Heaven knows how the pile is still standing though.
I want to get back to work, but I'm so exhausted.
Sorry, but I'm too exhausted.
Symmetry.
How am I meant to look after a baby dragon and be sheriff at the same time?
I say that you have nothing to worry about, Hitchy. Believe it
The
or
town
not,
runs
but
itself.
he has been completely capable
Until
of
he gets
doing his
into an angry
duty
mob.
and taking care of Sparky simultaneously. Take episodes like Dragon Dad, Top Remodel, Fireworking Together, Ponykind Parademonium, and Cake Dragon, for example. Let's give Hitch a double win for his hard work. Sparky and his transformative dragon fire, turning that sleeping hat into a bunch of bananas. That's cool. How many of you noticed that? Oh dear, fart joke. Time to remove wait a moment. We only heard it. There's no visual gag of the gas, and plus it was muffled. Not to forget Hitch facepalming himself because of it. So I'd say this is a win for relatability with the audience. I won't lie, I let out a chuckle during this.
Yeah, that's
baby
kids.
steps or dragon baby steps.
Puns,
credit on
and
that
trust
one.
me,
Just
there
a little,
are
though.
much more to come. Sparky
No,
grabbing Hitch's chin is so cute.
Oh,
That's another
second,
amazing
I have
frame
always
worthy
hated
of a
fart
win.
jokes.
You know, start with something small.
Like what?
Chocolate emergency, Zephyr Heights, help please. Oh, that could work.
Sure, Zip, comparing ordinary
Yeah,
parent
the only
troubles
thing
with a
I
city
don't
infestation
like
of
about the
bunnies and
generation
thinking it'll
of
be
fart
something small to
is
help
the
Hitch
fart
getting the
jokes.
hang of caring for Sparky. I think you've been smoking too many chocolate eggs. Funny contrast nonetheless.
Hitch, I need your help, buddy.
Sparky knows who his mother
This
is.
time
We
on
all
Tell
know
Your
this.
Tale intro appreciation
No, he
win.
just
It's
knows
probably
that
one
if
of the
anybody holds up
sweetest
candy,
sounding
he's eating it.
intros. There's a bouncy aura with the typical bings and bongs in the background, possibly relating to the rabbit theme the episode is built upon. Alongside that are several soft and bright tings occupying the rhythm, so it's not as energetic as other intros and more like a relaxing one. This is familiar to the tone of the episode, starting off a bit crazy before it eventually calms down.
Just hours before the start of the Royal Extravaganza.
Excusing the pun, it's comedic how the word extravaganza means an elaborate and spectacular piece of entertainment or production, and Zephyr Heights is already undergoing a fantastic explosion before the celebration officially begins.
Tradition dictates that his army of egg-hiding buddies can't stop hiding eggs until Eggman himself declares the hunt open.
Again, this is so funny.
Oh,
how
no.
the events can't technically begin until Eggman himself declares the hunt open, and all the bunnies continue to hide eggs all over the place like subservient robots. It'll no longer be a hunt for the eggs will be hunting the ponies. 2 wins. Did that bunny just try to commit murder? Nice try though. I apologize, but this clip of the bunny clogging up the loo with chocolate eggs
Get
is
in your
such a
belly.
perfect joke for the adults. At least the toilet will have a sweet okay, I'll stop.
No,
also,
don't.
hello Spotify.
Zephyr Heights is literally bursting with eggs.
Bursting with excitement, more like. Another golden moment, how the chocolate splatters onto the camera. Nice callback to the slime that landed on the camera from Phyllis Cloverleaf's splatter pots in A New Generation. Oh, look at Zip carrying Sparky in the baby carrier. That's both adorable and very considerate of her, giving Hitch a small break from having to carry him. It's more beautiful when you notice the carrier having Zip's main colors and Hitch's fur color. Oh, take it easy. Don't be biased. Still deserves a double win for the detail attention, though.
Thank goodness you're here. This is getting out of control.
What I like about Queen Haven's arrival here is how her crown is shown to be wobblier than normal due to the eggs sticking out of her crown before she shakes them loose. Pretty neat animation work there. Another adorable Sparky moment as he's seen trying to reach out of his carrier, probably towards some chocolate on the ground.
Well, with Sheriff Hitch helping me with the case, I'm sure we'll find him in no time.
Oh, Zip, how you instantly bring Hitch into the mission with that cheeky smirk and Hitch rolling his eyes like he's embarrassed that Zip is over-exaggerating his skills. Their sheriff and detective dynamic is some of the most fluid interactions in G5, especially since it's noted in the G5 Bible that they secretly love to take the piss out of each other. I swear, I'm not being biased. Cloudpuff's curled up form is so cute, especially when his eyes show through his fur, looking like a tiny fluffy snowball. Taking into account how chocolate is toxic to dogs, Cloudpuff hiding in fright from the bunny offering him an egg makes sense. It's not his fault he has chocolophobia.
Chocolatophobia.
That frame of the annoyed bun's face is so meme-worthy.
Your Majesty, Eggman Bunny's been spotted down at the supermarket buying carrots.
And I hear you asking yourself, why didn't any pony report Eggman being in the city if he's supposed to start the Royal Extravaganza? Well, just look at the state of him. I wouldn't want to mess with anybody who looks like they've got a week's worth of shopping under their eyes. He's got kids and is a single father, people. They respectfully come first. 2 wins for setting his priorities in order.
Yep, perfect free frame. We're gonna stop it right there for the moment. But yes, that was
Smear.
That was Cinnamere Wins with everything great about Hunt
Oh,
for
that's-
Eggman Bunny.
Oh, that's cool.
This is Fowlin Cortez. I do recommend checking it out because he does a lot of these Cinnamere Wins. We don't really get to them as often as we really should. They don't get talked about all that much. I am subscribed to him, but I barely get a chance to really dig into videos of his. So, check it out. And now, let's see. Next one is going to be Where Are We? Applesauce. This is going to be fun. Here's some history for everybody.
Hey, thanks for bringing me to Apple Bibs, AJ. I've been seeing
Oh.
advertisements for their giant
Yes,
onions,
it's gone
and you know you
somewhere.
gotta eat at least one of those. Just because it's big don't mean you gotta eat it. I mean, it's an onion. What do they do to it? It's so huge. Have you seen the advertisement? On the billboards? Yeah, that's not actual size, Dash. That's a billboard. Oh, shoot. Well, how big is it? I don't know, like big onion size? Well, I don't see here is the, I don't see an apple dish. Yeah, oh, it's in the sides. They got applesauce. That ain't an apple meal. That's like you got an apple that don't look good, so you kick its ass until ponies can't recognize it for an apple no more. It tastes so good, How can they call themselves Apple Bibs and got nothing for apples? Is there like a secret menu where they keep the top shelf stuff or what? Oh, the fast food places have that. You gotta say, bring me an apple and make it cry. That just sounds like they kick its ass until it's applesauce. But I don't want applesauce. They put onions on it. What? Okay, never mind. This ain't important. Dash, I want to talk to you about all this lesbian relation stuff that's going on in the tabloids. Is there too much of it? Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's not like we don't even live in the same area these days. As the lesbians? What? Are we trying to negotiate a trade deal? I don't keep up. No, I'm talking about us. Equestria? Not Equestria. Are you mad about immigration again? I'm talking about girl-on-girl love. Oh. Well, I am mad about immigration, but don't get me started there. One thing at a time, please. Are they not loving each other enough? Who? The lesbians. Why would I care if lesbians love each other? Aren't we the friendship police? I thought that's all we're supposed to do. Are we gonna go out of the country? I have to tell the Wonderbolts. They get mad if I just listen to me. Look at this. How come every time we go out, we always have to talk about politics or your farm? It's like I'm talking to an old person. I'm getting to be an old person, you know? You know, these days, every time I talk to Granny about something, I feel like I agree with her. It's terrible. Oh, speaking of, that reminds me. You know, she doesn't agree with all this stuff that's been going on in the news about us. You know how she is. She's old-fashioned, she don't approve. She thinks we're having relations out of wedlock, and she can't akin to it. AJ, every time you talk about politics, I get so confused. Can we talk about cartoons? I didn't invite you to dinner to talk about cartoons. I want to talk about this lesbian stuff. I don't know what's going on with the lesbians right now. Is there a war? I don't know. Do you want to talk about yellow?
I have to say this. Dawn is doing a nice little Albert Ed Costello.
I read the schools are teaching the kids about lesbianism now. Speaking of, I don't know what the lesbians are doing. I want to talk about yellow. What is yellow? It's a cartoon. It's a cartoon dog. I don't know if he's a lesbian, they don't say. Then why would I want to talk about yellow? Why do you want to talk about lesbians if they make you angry?
Are you ready to order, or would you like a little more time?
No, we're ready. I'm gonna do... applesauce.
Okay.
That's such a defeated applesauce.
2 applesauces.
Oh, make them cry, please.
You want onions in your applesauce?
Yes.
Okay. By the way, happy anniversary to...
Thanks, Gal.
Yeah, I gotta leave that one there. You want to see what happens after that? That's it.
Okay. Dash is just so lovably oblivious.
I wish for that kind of obliviousness. I really do sometimes.
Sometimes you do, but then you realize, oh no.
But yeah, where are we? Applesauce by Dawn Somewhere. Be sure to check it out.
At times it's a curse.
Yeah, sorry.
At times it's a curse, sometimes it's a blessing.
Yep. But it is worth checking out Where Are We Applesauce. Because it's fun, good times. And now to wrap up our, well, kind of our video segment for the show before we get to our video segment of the week. This one was suggested to me, and I do have to agree, it does kind of fit in with the show itself, as well as the fact that we did talk about these games quite a lot when things were happening, and now I guess this is probably the final swan song before we never really talk about it again.
What happens when a team of incredibly talented but overambitious game devs and artists try to make a fighting game?
Oh,
well, it's a cautionary tale full of crazy highs and devastating lows, dealing with underestimated talents and combating breaches of trust. Folks, the world of crowd-funded video games is a doozy, and while this one isn't often spoken about, in my mind, it's one of the most tragic. So join me as we discuss the downfall of Fighting is Magic and them's fightin' herds. Two games that both got respectively screwed over.
This
I
really
see you,
sucks,
Hasbro.
especially when you
It's
get
your
into the
fault.
weeds.
Main 6 was a small indie dev team that was behind the My Little Pony fighting game My Little Pony Fighting is Magic. The original concept for the game started off as a joke on PonyChain. A user named Anukin, who later joined Main 6, made a fake screenshot of a fighting game, parodying Marvel vs. Capcom, but with pony characters from Friendship is Magic. The image quickly began to pick up steam, with fans discussing and debating what an MLP fighter could actually look like. What started as a shitpost that took a new 15 minutes and 16 seconds to create, very quickly took on a life of its own. With more screenshots coming in, the idea was quickly becoming more than a joke to a small group, who formed the initial Main 6 team. Main 6 met for the first time in the summer of 2011 to discuss what this hypothetical fighter could look and feel like. The only problem there? Well, among the 6 of them, only a few had very rudimentary game dev knowledge, and even less fighting game knowledge. Crafting a fighting game takes an immense amount of skill, because you have to account for the skill and dedication of your player base. I've seen fighting game players before. They scare me.
Yeah, no,
Players
fighting
expect
game,
large
fighting
rosters
gamers,
of unique
fighting game
characters,
gamers are nuts
all with their
at
own
times.
movesets and
I
complex
applaud 'em,
combos.
but I
Even
wouldn't
simple
dare fight
fighters
them.
like
Take a
Smash
look at the
Brothers
Street
have an
Fighter
immense
as
amount
well
of
as
work put into
this
them
Super
behind the
Smash Brothers,
scenes.
whatever it is.
Every element needs to be balanced enough to appeal to both casual gamers and hardcore players. All that to say, a small indie dev team with barely any game dev experience deciding to make a fighting game as their first project is equal parts admirable and crazy. Main 6 began creating Fighting is Magic and Fighter Maker 2nd, a fighting game engine created in 2002.
All the fighting
God, that's
styles
old. God, I'm
within
old.
it, such
It was
that your
rudimentary,
zoner
to say the
and
least.
your,
Still, the limitations that Fighter Maker 2nd
close
put on the
combat
team meant that they
are
needed to
both
find creative
able to have
solutions to
wins.
account for things the engine wouldn't let them do. It also forced them to be decisive in their vision for the game.
Yeah, it's
In a
very hard to
GameSpot
balance
article by
this
Maxwell
kind of
McGee,
stuff.
Jay Wright, an animation SFX artist for the game, had to say this, quote, "If we had started from scratch with our own engine, we would not nearly have the product we have now. We would be paralyzed by choice. Working in this engine has been a terrific problem-solving exercise for the team." End quote. In June 2011, Main 6 released the first Fighting is Magic trailer on YouTube to great fanfare. The trailer very quickly amassed 900 million views. And this is back in the 2011 YouTube, so 900,000 views
900
then,
million
that's
would've been
probably like
amazing,
5
but
million
yeah,
views
no.
today. I guess there's a YouTube view inflation rate now? Go figure. This was an important milestone for Main 6, because they were suddenly very aware that this couldn't just be a good MLP game. People were now expecting an excellent fighting game. And soon, Main 6 would have the largest stage for fighting games in the world to showcase it. In 2012, almost a year after releasing the first trailer for Fighting is Magic, Main 6 was invited to present their game at EVO 2013. For those who don't know, EVO is the biggest fighting game tournament in the world. Think of it as the Olympics of the fighting game community, where the best of the best gather to compete in games like Super Smash Bros., Street Fighter, and more. Every year, dozens of games and their fans rally to try and have their game featured in the tournament. So to be invited is not only a huge honor, it also means potentially a ton of eyes and longevity for a game.
And that's where
Fighting
the
is
trouble
Magic
began.
was invited to be part of EVO's Indie Games Corner in July of 2012. But the eyes of fans weren't the only stares they were getting.
Surprise, motherfucker.
By the way, a quick side note, I actually got to meet the team behind Fighting Is Magic at a convention in 2012 called Candlelight Gardens. They were awesome, and also my good friend Hirasashi here was the champion of the Fighting Is Magic tournament they hosted at that con. Yes, I know a fighting game legend. In February 2013, with only a few weeks until the game's planned release, Main 6 received a cease and desist from Hasbro, MLP's rights holder. This was a total gut punch for the whole team, who had been working tirelessly to get the game finished. During an interview with Polygon, lead designer Amari Smith stated, quote, "Considering how close we were to finishing, it's pretty much one of the worst feelings I've ever had. I wanted to just fight them to the death. But in reality, the amount of money and time and the guaranteed loss that would be involved in fighting them in court, it just wasn't going to happen." End quote. Hey, fair. Now it's important to note that up until this point, Main 6 was independently funding and creating the game. No money had changed hands whatsoever, so they weren't even taking donations or selling access to it. While Hasbro seemed content to let other fan projects exist, I'm guessing the game had begun to gain a little too much attention, and Hasbro was not comfortable with that. Which is genuinely a shame, because Main 6 was so dedicated to not just the game, but the legacy of the property. Because each of the characters' movesets were infused with their personalities from the show. Hell, even the music, the soundtrack for this game from Rainbow Crash was so good. I still listen to the Twilight theme.
The main issue here is they use copyrighted characters. And unfortunately, unless you've been contracted out,
the violence was cartoony.
You eventually hit
that
that
to not freak out younger viewers.
Not eventually,
it was a true
it is a
labor
very real
of love
possibility.
that had been struck dead. But
Unless
hope
you got
was not
permission
totally
from the
lost.
right holders.
Main 6 took some time to mourn the game.
At the same
they
time,
poured
you do
their
have
hearts
people
and
that make
souls
Sonic
into over
games
the
with
last
the
few
Sonic
years.
characters,
And trust me,
Sega,
the fandom,
not even,
we had
not,
their
not
back.
even just
We were
ignores
so
them. They give them a
sad
thumbs up
to see their
sometimes.
loss.
It's like,
And Hasbro was kind of gaining a reputation
That's because sometimes
being
the
kind of a
side,
bunch
they know
of
that
dicks,
sometimes
just
their
wanna
fans
say
can make
it. But for Main 6, they decided to take stock and see
admittedly,
what
though,
they were
Hasbro
left
has
with.
been kind of
With
having
the
a lot
ongoing
of
developments
issues
of Fighting
with,
Is Magic,
how
lots
they
of
approach
controversy was
copyright
stirred within the
protection
MLP and video game community
like
at
that.
large. And when it comes to hot topics such as these, it can be easy to fall victim to false information or conspiracy theories on the matter. And while today's sponsor, Ground News, did not exist at the time, they would have no doubt. Now, back to news. They had made were now pretty much now back to the video. Sure, all of the sprites, movesets, and stages they had made were now pretty much useless, but they still had all the skills they had developed. They understood what made a good fighting game. They had a way better understanding of 2D animation now. And most importantly, they had each other. So, what if they made their own game? While the inclusion of MLP first raised interest in the game as a concept, many people stuck around because they were excited about getting a new fighting game with a ton of style and polish. In fact, a fair amount of the game's fans weren't even necessarily MLP fans. They were fighting game fans, drawn to the game because of how unique it was, having quadruped characters with a new control scheme and unusual movesets. It was a first for the fighting game genre. Now, Hasbro may have owned MLP, but they did not own the concept of animals fighting. Well, at least not yet. They're probably working on it. And, almost more importantly, they did not own the art style of Friendship is Magic showrunner Lauren Faust. And I don't think Lauren really quite cares for Hasbro either, so it's on. Now, we don't have time to go over her incredibly storied career. We'll save that for a future video. And chances are, you're already probably aware of it. But if you're not, some of the work she's been involved in includes Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends,
With her husband,
the Powerpuff Girls,
with her husband.
and DC Superhero Girls. to
She
name
did
a
that on
few.
her own.
All that to say, she's a big deal. And we were robbed with that Medusa movie that should have been made. Look at that animation. That's fantastic.
Damn.
We were robbed. Thanks, Sony. The cease and desist was major news in the pony fandom. Lauren
Yeah, I
told
do
Twitter
remember
to
that.
offer
That was
not just her
such crap.
sympathies, but to make Main 6 an offer. If they decided to make their own game, she would contribute to the character designs, which is like so freaking cool and badass. What a cool thing to happen during tough circumstances. Lauren was drawn to what Main 6 was doing because they seemed to really understand what she herself was trying to accomplish with Friendship is Magic. Instead of just going the lazy route of giving the ponies weapons and making the game hyper-violent, they really aimed to adapt each of the ponies as closely to their show counterparts as possible. With Lauren's designs and an assembled team, the last thing they needed was a game engine. That's where Lab Zero Games comes in. This indie developer studio was well into production on Skullgirls, a 2D fighter that was also making waves online and being crowdfunded through Indiegogo. Having already soared past their initial goal of $150,000, they decided to help Main 6 out by adding a stretch goal to their campaign. With $725,000,
That's
they
on
would
my end
license
because
out their
dog.
Z engine to Main 6 for free to use for a revised
There it
game.
is.
Now, I'm no game designer, and I'm certainly no fighting game aficionado, but a quick glance at Skullgirls should tell you what a boon this would be to Main 6, who had been working in a decade-old engine up to this point. Side note, Skullgirls is its own can of worms with its
really
own
is.
controversies that we can't get into here. But hey, if
I
that's a
think
topic
Blink
of
and D-Pack
interest
could
in the
really go
future,
into it because they
let us
really
know in the
followed
comments down
Skullgirls
below.
a lot back in the day.
With seemingly every tool at
Yeah.
their disposal,
Yeah.
Main 6 was ready to start developing Them's Fightin' Herds. What a great name. A new original game by asking fans across the world to help them make into a reality. On
Big
September
thing about Them's
21st,
Fightin' Herds is
2015.
its netcode, which came into fruition for Evo 2020, I think, during the pandemic.
I believe so,
I think so, yeah.
because it did take them 5 years for the game to come out.
So anyway, that we're gonna call it about there. It's not quite halfway, but there's also ending credits and other things like that. So yeah, this is Saber Spark, and this is the indie studio's downfall is tragic, and it gets really into the weeds with what happened with them fighting herds after the friendship as magic part, and I'll tell you, it sucks. It sucks to the point where I wish I had the funds and the ability to try to reach out to this company and buy them fighting herds off of them, the license and rights for them, because they don't deserve it, and it is just going to be gone. Jeez, I hate it. But that's another problem.
What
another
could have
story.
been?
Anyway,
It
but
is one of those things.
just to throw something out here for a quick before we do a quick transition. No, that was weird. So, okay, I see. So, another thing to throw out there is a Fighting is Magic Aurora that exists right now. That works right now. This is the website. I just pulled it up right now. It's functioning
We
right
have
now.
them.
That's not reloaded.
We have ponies online. So while the Spanish team was doing a fighting herds tournament, and we had on the Sunday a Fighting is Magic Aurora.
Yeah. Essentially,
So-
this is a project that's still being worked on. It's a different team, different crew. They took what data they had for Fighting is Magic, continued to work it on their own. At the moment, it's still getting updates. They're still working on it. New characters are being introduced. You can see Big Mac right there in the background. Derpy was showing up at one point. So they're still adding in characters. They're creating more, putting it together, and it works. And I even keep it updated here and there. So we may show it at some point here on the show, but just letting you know that Fighting
Are
is
you
Magic.
sure giving it more? Are you sure giving it more attention? It's like the Banhammer.
No, I think at this point Hasbro's all but dropped G4 altogether and G5 too.
And I believe
Let's hope.
they put this on GitHub, so
yeah,
even if they try to take it down, it is publicly available.
It's become a hydra at this point. They would really be hard pressed to keep it down at this point.
Also, it's more based in the either EU or UK, depending on where. So there are different laws versus stuff in America.
And just to put a final nail into this particular coffin, as much as I would like to have that kind of pull, we don't got that kind of attention here. The reason that Fighting is Magic really got the attention of Hasbro and eventually pulled is just because it got big enough that Evo was trying to pull it in. Not even considering they wanted it in there. That would have gotten a lot of attention, no matter who you are. This is so much more low-key. I mean, hell, did you even hear about it until I talked about it? Case in point.
Hear about what? Sorry, I was reading
about Fighting is Magic Aura. Did you know about its existence before I talked about it? Some of you, yes.
Yes.
Some of you, yes, but not everybody here, I bet.
Because, for planning for Ponies Online this year, it came up, and I had to figure out why was this word Aurora added on to the name that I had known for a while. Why was that important?
And there you go. So yeah, some people know about it, but only recently. I've actually known about this thing for a couple of years now, but I've been admittedly keeping it under my hat while they've been working on it, waiting for them to have a lot more things under it before I brought it to the show attention. But in any case,
when I last saw, they actually filled out the roster to the point they wanted, but they still have more they want to go for.
I think so, yeah. They're still working hard on it, and I'm really excited to see what else happens with it. But I really got to jump in and play it again at some point. It has been a while. So anyway, let's go ahead and get back to our video watching.
We're gonna see it. We're gonna see an episode someday of you playing it.
Yeah. Anyway, here's Go to Hell. If you come with me, alternative ending. This is an animation by Twital.
Starts another day. The hunters lurk in the doorway. Stab me in the heart and in the back. Got me laughing like a maniac. Think I'm bleeding out, but you should know I would never have come here alone. I say you should be careful what you ask for. Two for one vampires on the dance floor when the sun comes.
I'm gonna pause that there. Apparently this song has two different animations that were made with two different endings to the animations too, which is funny enough. This happens to be just one of them. Anyway,
interesting.
Let's see. And next, let's see. Wanted, Dead or Deader. Huh, that's interesting. Anyway, Fallout
That might
Equestria.
have been on that. Yeah, like 3 seconds ago on that report.
Man, maybe. Anyway, Fallout Equestria, Pony Life Edition, animated parody.
Oh no!
Oh God!
You are my bestest
Oh, no.
friend. I love our friendship.
Oh my goodness.
How about you? Nope. Oh dear little pig. Look at this.
Nope.
Oh wow.
Oh
It
my!
must be raiders. Stop it. Try.
Anyway, that's Paramare Animation Fallout Equestria Pony Life Edition. It's a short one, but a bunch of silly. Go ahead and enjoy it if you can. And now, really, this is just gonna be a few seconds. I am done with BFB.
Then they fought more enemies. I'm an enemy.
Okay.
What's this? What?
Yeah,
Sorry.
the bird gang with I am done with BFB. That was only half of it. You want to see the rest of it, you'll have to watch the
How
video.
did they get a 7-second video posted?
I don't know, but they did it. Anyway, now we got Darth Vader singing the MOP theme.
I'm gonna laugh my butt off. This is the shittiest Vader I've ever seen!
Oh my god, I just realized how appropriate this is. Revenge of the
Yes.
Fifth.
May the force be with you.
And then pause.
Alright, that'll be halfway. This is from Koran Karak, Darth Vader sings MOP theme. This came a few years ago, and I've been sitting on it for a long time, and apparently I played it at the best possible time. Well, second best possible time. Best would also be...
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Alright, Great and Powerful Trixie Magic Trick.
Something the VOD watchers will never truly understand. It was...
Oh my god! I'm sorry, I'm being pulled back to the early fandom.
Well, this is older videos that I've been holding up for a long time, so yes, you're right.
Also, I find it funny that on that last one, you got, like, I went through his page. First, his most suggested video is a violin cover of Camel by Camel.
That is amazing.
In which, you know, most people use the edited version of Akko for that. He sure as hell didn't.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, it's clipped, but still, it's definitely that version.
The original. Oh boy.
The one where you have to make sure it's the first round and not the second round.
All right. Well, with that, the Great and Powerful Trixie. Do you want to see how this trick ends? You'll have to tune into Shooting Tornado and check it out. And subscribe to him too while you're at it, because I mean he's got 67 subscribers. It's an older video, but come on, give him a little love still. Anyway, Mr. Incredible. Okay, this one's fun. This is an old meme, very old. Mr. Incredible becomes a brony.
An old meme, but it still checks out.
There it is. Of course. That's a good one.
You know, he went to one of the good conventions. He's all right by me. Seriously. But yes,
geez.
Mr. Incredible becoming a brony by Cathode Ray. That's only halfway there. You can check out the rest of that. See how that ends. I do like the little animation.
Crazier and crazier.
It really
It does.
Now here, how about a little bit of Tell Your Tale in a nutshell?
MLB Tell Your Tale in a nutshell. Let's all decorate the castle, I mean home lol.
Yes. Rah.
Glitter, but first let me take a selfie. Tada. This place looks Are you kidding me? Yeah, right, it sucks lol.
I hear someone's echo.
Listen here, you idiots. Actually, try this time.
Okay.
Glitter. But first let me take a selfie.
Rah.
Zoom zoom zoom. I'm Rainbow Dash now lol. But first let me take a selfie.
Oh.
Zip, you're the only pony who knows how to fly right. Show everybody else how to. Lol no. Lol yes. Welcome to flying school or whatever. Now fly. We can't. Yes you can. Lol right yes we can. Come on Pip we're moving. But first let me take a selfie. No. Here is a huge send-off for you full of adoring fans who will miss you terribly.
Yep, and this is just the halfway point, and it's to do with the first few episodes of Tell Your Tale. This is by MLP Fever. Does a lot of did a lot of interesting videos. I don't know if they still do. It's been a while since I've seen their stuff. This is a slightly older one.
But first, let me take a selfie.
I have to nitpick it slightly because because obviously I know what they're picking up off of, because obviously we all love the round trip videos.
Yeah.
But it's like it's like they're just a slight beat off in the timing.
Yeah.
On this.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, I get that. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
no, that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
It's like there's just it's just like it's almost like the editing, like they just needed to edit this, or they could maybe even adjust like the volume or adjust the clips by a very small percent, and they would be right in line.
It's basically going, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's 1, 3, 7.
But that's I just had that. Sorry, I felt like I had to get that out there on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like basically, this is one of those things where
the editing could save
pretty
it.
much. It's I'm essentially I'm putting it out there as a constructive thing. Like, hey, this is hey, you're basically almost there.
Okay, you know what? I know what the next video is, but guess what, Vigley? Fine. You want me to introduce a little bit of Cinco de Mayo along with this? Here's a little Cinco de Mayo with this.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Dr. Sombrero.
Over, Sombra. It's time for you to release the Crystal Empire.
King Sombra? No. I am Dr. Sombrero.
Doctor? What on earth do you have a doctorate in?
Maracas.
That's not mariachi.
But yeah, that's Dr. Sombrero by Nightfall Studios. You asked for it. There you go. Alright, welcome to Happiness and Peace of Mind Committee, Animatic. And better make sure your subtitles are on. But yeah, this is another Billy video that was uploaded and eventually uploaded here. Okay, we're just gonna get to the starting point.
It's cut 21.
What is happening?
Welcome to Happiness and Peace of Mind Committee.
It makes the SS Brigade look normal.
Oh God!
Alright, halfway.
Yep.
Can you name all those fanfics?
No, I think we're good. Instead, anyway, that's Cosmia's Stash with Welcome to the Happiness and Peace of Mind Committee animatic that was uploaded over at Billy and now brought over here. And now, here's something I cannot pronounce.
Oh.
Oh my God, it's Jeffrey!
Caption doesn't even help.
Oh. Well, I mean, if it... Okay, I mean, if it's what the song is saying, it's what the she were making like.
Okay, honestly, I gotta pause it. Okay, whoops.
Yeah.
Gotta pause.
Crediting all the artists.
Every
and
single
I think
artist.
The animations get credited later because, yeah, they're always bouncing around.
Yeah, but honestly, 100%, I love that they credited everything that they used in this. That is such awesomeness.
Oh, that is awesome.
I just realized I left my computer on.
Definitely.
Alright. Oh, and you missed all the fun stuff, Goldust. Did you want to give a shout out then before you go to bed? Because it sounds like you're about to turn off.
I am. Shouts out to good health. I hope you have it. If you don't, I'm sorry. I'm right there with you. Shouts out as well to oh yeah, shouts out to all the amazing pony artists in the fandom, because like holy crap, there's so many people who draw so many amazing things and make so much awesome music and just so many awesome just everything. Like, damn, y'all are amazing. Have
Indeed.
a good night.
Good night, Goldust.
Night call.
Alright, really quick, just before we move on to the last video here. I can't pronounce it, but this was by Tridashi, so there, it's easy enough. Go to Tridashi, watch all their videos, and then watch this one, and then watch them all again. Tridashi has is awesome videos, and it's really a shame that they keep getting childrened. And now, let's hug some ponies.
The hugging ponies.
Oh, berry twist.
Ah, there's a pop berry twist. She needed hugs. Get your Makuna ass over this way. He will take it. Aw.
Dodgio.
Adorable. Oh, you know, Sonata would. Oh.
Okay, sorry, I got caught up in the moment. Anyway, Hugging Ponies 8. You want to see the rest of the villains that he hugs and all the fun? Double W Brothers. Be sure to check it out.
Enjoy your taco.
Enjoy your taco. But now it's also, well, hey, Cinco de Mayo. Enjoy your taco.
Hey!
It all comes back to Cinco de Mayo, which also means it's time to wrap up the show for the evening. And let's get our shoutouts in. We finally got to some videos. How exciting is that? Start off with Crazy Macapitan.
Fires, explosions, fossil fence jerky, yellow roan things. Definitely doing something Thursday with the group. I don't know if I'll be doing something Wednesday. It depends how much energy I have.
It is summertime.
Well, hope for the best for you. And DM21, shout out.
Have a great week. Stay healthy if you can. And geez, I need to go to bed.
Alright, Textalion.
Alright, all.
Tokoi.
Shout out to all the lovely people. I'll get the bond in just a moment.
And Suki of the Ataku Ascended.
Jeff, go to bed, whatever.
Alright, and with that, I'd like to thank you all for joining us for another episode of The Brony Show. Please be sure to tune in on Thursday for the Thursday crew doing Thursday shenanigans. Also, Sunday, Circuit's Gaming Room, we are going to be continuing on our shenanigans with Pal World. We just opened up a big can of worms. Now let's hope we can actually open up the can to get to the can. Along with that, we have the pre-show, which is 1 hour before the main show. If you tune in then, you can have a lot of fun with these silly games, talking about trains or other shenanigans with Cold Dust and pre-show crew. And we also have the Coffee House After Party, which is live only on our Vaughn stream only. So if you are here, you're watching us live, you can catch it live. Otherwise, unfortunately, it is not recorded, so you miss out. For that, let's give a shout out to Crazy Matt, Captain for keeping an eye on the IRC chat. Thank you to Cool Dude, Fantastic Fred, Sonic 5421, Techman Tech Sound the second, Big Blue Creepy, and yay, Archivers. I also do want to give a shout out to everybody out there, to all of our archive watchers on YouTube, Twitch, and wherever archives are being uploaded as we are expanding our archive ability. And I remembered to expand those archive abilities. And also a shout out to our live stream watchers on YouTube and Twitch and wherever else the live stream might get streamed. However you're catching the Brony Show, however you're catching us, our fun, our shenanigans, and our attempts to enjoy the Brony community and give you a taste and let you know that the Brony community is still out there and still doing some amazing things. Thank you. Thank you so much for spending your time, your love, your energy, for being here. I hope you have a great Cinco de Mayo or Revenge of the 5th or both. Have a good day, regardless. And I hope you have a great spring. I hope the summer is good for you too. I hope things go well for everybody out there. And to wrap it all up...
Let the allergy hurt.
Yeah. But to wrap it all up, here is My Own Path by Black and Blue, part of Ponies at Dawn. Sure to check out their new album. It's coming out soon. I don't think it's come out quite yet, but it's coming out soon. And I hope you have a good night.
There's a change in the distance. It's like something's calling me. I've dreamed of it before. It's what I've been waiting for. I'd never make it big, camping out in Ponyville. Out in the city lights, every day can be a thrill. Manhattan's in my sights, I won't stop until I make it. So long to all my ghosts and friends. I'm the temper
comedian who.
I feel inspired. Coffee House After Party coming up on the Vaughn stream. We will see.